What is up, guys? Welcome on back to TK's Garage and in another blow to California. That's right. The Supreme Court just slapped down all of the climate BS. They can no longer regulate, they're not going to be able to sue. They can't do anything. Roll the intro. Quick pit stop, but while I'm at it, I want to show you something I've been using every single day. This is the Extra wallet, the sponsor of today's video. Super clean, premium Italian leather. And check this out. I love this. Pop my cards out. I can get my cat card. I can do whatever I need to do. Cards pop out with one hand. I don't have to go digging around when I get to a gas pump or go somewhere to pay for something. It's as simple as pushing a button, and I love that. This slim one right here holds up to 14 cards and cash without feeling like I'm carrying a brick in my pocket. Way better than carrying the bulky wallet I used to carry. Tell me about it. And it has a really cool feature called the tracker card, which I'll show you right here. When you lose your wallet, if it's under the seat, you left it at the bar, wherever it's at, it syncs right up to Apple Find My iPhone. Or Android. If you use the app, you can go either or. It's just one of these upgrades in daily life without you even realizing it. Durable, slim, smart. This thing checks all the boxes. Whether you're organizing, downsizing, or just ready to ditch that busted wallet, this is the right move. Right now, Extra is running a 4th of July promo, 44% off site-wide through July 14th. And if you use my code, TK's Garage, you get an extra 10% off on top. Hit the link in the description and upgrade your everyday carry. You won't go back. What is up, guys? Welcome on back to TK's Garage. This is huge because, we just talked about the new updates and stuff for CAR, but I can't wait to get on their website and see how much changes now today. But let's get into this video. And before I do, I also got to give a major shout out to the sponsors, which are Extra, which you might have saw that ad here at the beginning. And let's go ahead and read this. The Supreme Court sided with oil companies seeking to challenge California's electric vehicle regulations in a 7-2 ruling. Not a 5-4, not a 6-3. That means somebody else from the other side had to jump on there. In a 7-2 ruling, the court allowed energy producers to continue their lawsuit challenging the Environmental Protection Agency's decision to approve California regulations that require manufacturing more electric vehicles. Why is this important? We just saw the article that came out with Stellantis, where even though, the CRAs have come out and the electric vehicle mandate is all but dead, it's done. They can't force it. Stellantis, i.e. Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, would probably be stuck honoring or trying to abide by it. This changes that. Now, I already know what you're going to say. Well, didn't the agreement with California says no matter what happens in a federal court or it doesn't work, that California could put whatever the hell they want in a settlement. If it's unconstitutional, it's unconstitutional. Stellantis could challenge it. Needless to say, the court said, quote, the government generally may not target a business or industry through stringent and allegedly unlawful regulation. Key word there being unlawful. More about that in a little bit because Pam Bondi got her ears up today. And then evade the resulting lawsuits by claiming that the targets of his regulations should be locked out of court as unaffected bystanders. Nope. Justice Brett Kavanaugh wrote in the majority opinion, in light of this court's precedents and the evidence before the Court of Appeals, the fuel producers established Article 3, standing to challenge EPA's approval of the California regulations. Kavanaugh noted that, quote, EPA has repeatedly altered its legal position on whether the Clean Air Act authorizes California regulations targeting greenhouse gas emissions from new motor vehicles between presidential administrations. Quote, this case involves California's 2012 request for EPA approval of new California regulations, unquote. He wrote, quote, as relevant here, those regulations generally require automakers to limit average greenhouse gas emissions across their fleets of new motor vehicles sold in state to manufacture a certain percentage of electric vehicles as part of their vehicle fleets. The D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals recently rejected the challenge, finding the procedure lacked standing to sue. The Supreme Court put to rest any question about whether fuel manufacturers have a right to challenge unlawful, unconstitutional electrical vehicle mandates. American Fuel and Petrochemical Manufacturers, or AFPM, President and CEO Chet Thompson said in a statement, quote, California's EV mandates are unlawful and bad for our country, unquote. He said, quote, Congress did not give California special authority to regulate greenhouse gases and mandate electric vehicles or ban new gas car sales, all of which the state has attempted to do through its intentional misreading of statute, unquote. What does this mean? Well, it means California is now open to liability. It means that car manufacturers could sue the state if they want to. Oil producers, refineries. Remember that whole thing we talked about where we could have $8 to $10 gas coming this summer? Well, now California's up to get sued and they can't do anything about it. Now, California thought they were slick. You know, when the case was brought, they figured, oh, we're in D.C., we're in a good place. Yeah, okay. And the Court of Appeals is like, all right, no standing. Supreme Court, bang, have a nice day. It means that the lawsuit can now go forward, and not just that lawsuit, but any industry. And if you think the reason why this is such a huge landmark decision, it could bankrupt, not like California is not already bankrupt, but it could bankrupt California. And what I mean by that is trucking companies can now sue. Refineries can now sue. The oil companies are already suing. Car manufacturers can sue. And they can say, hey, these regulations, this emissions bullshit that you're doing is affecting our business and it's unconstitutional. The feds aren't doing that. You can't do that. Boom. I think it's positive news. I think this is great. This came down this morning. What time? This came down this morning at about 9:10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The report started dropping about 11. But this is great news because it means it will keep California in check. And I know California will be like, well, just contest all these lawsuits. Blah, 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 blah. Their attorney general, right? With what money? What money? You're going to be going against the oil industry, one of the richest industries in the world, maybe the richest industry in the world. You're going to be going against massive trucking conglomerates now. You're going to be going against all the auto manufacturers that you're trying to regulate. Ugh. Doesn't look good for California. Just my opinion, but doesn't look good. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And as always, stay petty, my friends.